What's up, guys? My name is TechnoTuner, and today I wanted to bring to you guys something a little bit different than our usual test hands. And it's basically where I'm going to be going over two decks in which I'm looking to try and fix given the current ban list situation. Two of those are going to be Yummy and then Vanquish Soul. This week, you guys are going to be seeing more about Yummy and how we can look in towards fixing this deck to ensure that you have a lot more plays and a lot more capability. First up, I'm going to state Yummy Sulfur is a very interesting deck as it gives you a lot of capabilities here to really work with. Of course, with the deck, we're playing the normal Yummy package, which is the 3 Marshmallow, 3 Cupsy, 2 Cookie, 2 Lollipo. Now, don't worry, if you don't have the 3 Marshmallow, you can supplement this by running 3 of Cookie, 3 of Lollipo, and one additional card, which is Yukino Mitsune no Tamayaru, or Yura. This card basically functions as an extender, which can help you get into your level 4 synchro play a lot easier, but also giving you a level 3 body to really do other plays. This deck is a lot of fun, has a lot of capabilities to further grow. It is a lot wider than what I would give the next deck, as this does give you a expanded synchro package, while also giving you a lot of board breaking capabilities on the negation setup, and full board capability to really bounce back and work with different engines, such as the Sky Striker engine, the Sulfur Cord engine. This also gives you the full board capability of going into your Synchro line or your Link line, depending on what you want to do. So, as I want to state here, we are playing the normal hand trap ratio, which is 3 Ash, 3 Molcharmy Follows. I am playing 2 Drone Lockbird. You can swap this for Nibiru or Ghost Bell or whatever you see fit. I am also playing the Sky Striker package, which is 1 Hornet Drone and 2 Mobilize Engage. For the Sulfur Cord engine, of course, I'm playing 3 Sulfur Cord Primoa, 1 Sulfagia, and 1 Cutia, along with the 3 Sulfur Cord Happiness. For those that have never seen these cards, Sulfur Cord Primoa is basically when you pendulum summon, you can target 1 Sulfur Cord card in your pendulum zone, return it to your hand. Just a way to bounce it back from your pendulum effect. While you have Sulfur Cord cards in both pendulum zones, 1 odd and 1 even, the effects of your activated Sulfur Cord cards cannot be negated. You can only use each of the following effects of Sulfur Cord Primoa once per turn. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 Sulfur Cord card from your deck to your hand, except Primoa. If you link summon a Sulfur Cord monster, you can add 1 Sulfur Cord card from your face-up extra deck or graveyard to your hand, so giving you further plays for the link or pendulum summon. Sulfagia, if you control no monsters or all the monsters you control are Sulfur Cord monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand, which can work as well. This is basically looking at the Melodious package, but in link form for what it would be for Ryziel. Cutia. This one is basically when it's normal or special summon, add 1 Sulfur Cord pendulum monster from your deck to your hand. So you can go Cutia, adding Primoa, all that, and then Primoa to get you other effects. Or if you're looking to go directly into the link 2, be Cutia into Sulfagia to summon itself, go into your link 2 and further your plays there. But there are further capabilities in which you can do a lot of options to further your plays. This deck does work very well because they are level 1s, link 1s, so it gives Yummy to play the capability to further play a lot easier than most. The other thing is that the actual Sulfur Cord cards are fairies, so running no Mitsune no Tamayura gives you full board capability to further extend either way, because if you have a Cutia or a Sulfur Cord on the board or a Yummy, you have capability of special summoning it. It's not just a dead brick in hand, you have that access. The one other thing that I will state is that I am playing a mix of board breakers and a mix of hand traps for this deck to give it a little bit more resilience. As you can see from here, we're giving it 3 Forbidden Droplet, while also we're going to be utilizing the Yummy Surprise not just for returning or special summoning back from the graveyard, but we can also use it for a bounce if we need to. But the other options that we can utilize here as well, instead of running just 3 Forbidden Droplet, we could, for example, cut Triple Tactics Talent and Called By and Crossout run 3 Lightning Storm or 3 Raigeki or 3 Evenly Matched, or basically any other interaction you really want. This deck is highly malleable, and it's something that I find very interesting nonetheless. The other thing that I will state down here in the extra deck, while we are running our 3 main Yummy synchros, we are running the Cupid Pitch line, which is Samsara Cat, which can help us get a card back onto our board, further our plays, but it also allows us to go into Cupid Pitch. If this card is synchro summon, increase or decrease this card's level by the level of the tuner used as material it had on the field, so it turns into a level 7 or level 1, however you see fit, using Samsara. If this synchro summon card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the new synchro summon monster's level times 100, and if you do, add one level 8 or lower monster with 600 defense from your deck to your hand. So, giving you the capability of a level 8 or lower monster with 600 defense, you can add your Marshmallow, which can help you with extension as well. The other options here as well, since we're using that, we can go into Diabell, because we can use a tuner and a non-tuner. This also gives us back our Yummy Surprise or our field spells or whatever we really need, because when it's synchro summon, you can target one spell or trap in your graveyard and add to your hand. But when your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you send one spell or trap from your hand or field to the graveyard and special summon one monster, one level 7 or lower tuner synchro monster from your extra deck, graveyard, or banishment, which can further help your play as well, because it gets us into the new card from Burst Protocol, which is Zarin the Chainbound Dragon. Zarin is the Chainbolt Negate, which takes one tuner plus one or more synchro monsters. Given the effect that it is also a tuner monster, we can summon this off of Diabell Star. Diabell, Queen of the White Forest, not Diabell Star. If this card you control will be used as sync material, you can treat it as a non-tuner. We're not really worrying about that, because in this case, when a card or effect is activated in response to a card or effect activation, quick effect, you can activate one of these effects. Negate that effect, and if you do, destroy that card. Negate the effects of a card that was responded to, and if you do, destroy that card. So if you try to respond to something and you basically go, okay, chain 1 this, chain 2 this, chain 3 Zarin to negate chain 1. It basically gives you further interaction to really work with here. So that opens up a lot of doors there. The other thing I will state here is I'm running a little Zeus package, which is Lyrilusk and Zeus, in case we need to do a full board wipe and reset the stage. Now, do note that this is a bit overkill for what the deck can do, but it is basically what we need to utilize here in case we need to really utilize and clean up our board. Then we have the Grand Sulfur cards, which are basically our Link 2 into our Link 3, which our Link 3 is our Omni Negate. Now, I will state, the Omni Negate only works if so its effect is once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can special summon one Sulfur card with an odd pendulum scale from your pendulum zone to your zone this card points to, and if you do negate that activation, then you can add one Sulfur pendulum monster with an even pendulum scale from your deck to your face-up extra deck. So basically, we're going to be looking towards having Sulfur Solgia and in our pendulum zone. So that way we can either add Promoa or Cutia. Then, of course, we have the Sky Striker Ace Kagari, because this is basically just a one-card way into our actual Yummy combo, which can further help us establish our board a little bit easier. We also have Link Karibo, turns our level 1s into combo. Link Spider is something I'm running in case of Nibiru. Nibiru is just a capable card that can actually kill Yummy, but if you think about it in a way of if you're saving your resources and you're like, oh, okay, they're going to Nibiru me anyways, you can utilize Link Spider here to get your resources back and still continue your play. It's not going to just die because Snatchy went to 1. Just got to get creative. Speaking of creativity, let's hop into our second deck. So our second deck, of course, is going to be Yummy Fiendsmith. A lot of players are starting to look towards the Fiendsmith package as a way to set up Omni Negation and protection for the Yummy board, but also looking towards using it in other decks. Well, Fiendsmith has been well known for being a pain in the butt for a lot of users and a lot of players. This deck does have a very high ceiling and consistency, especially if you pay attention to what you're doing. Now, while Fiendsmith eats up a lot of the extra deck space, Yummy has that room, given that we were down to 1 Snatchy, and we have more capabilities of utilizing Link 1 to go into other plays. Now, I will say that probably looking at this extra deck, we probably could cut the Anima, put in an SP Little Knight, or cut the Typhon as well and put in an IP. This way we can utilize those, go into a SP IP situation to further interact with our opponent during our opponent's turn. But the other thing is this deck is more set for interaction than anything else. I mean, we're playing 3 Infinite Impermanences, we're playing 3 Dominus Purge, we're playing 3 Forbidden Droplet, 2 Drone Lockbird, 3 Mulcharmy, and 3 Ash Blossom. So that's, what, 8, 11, 14, 17 cards of non-engine. That's just interaction. If you want to count Call By and Cross Out, that's another 2, so that's 19 out of a 42 card deck. As you guys have seen, basically it's going to be 2 Cookie Yummy, 2 Lollipo Yummy, 3 Marshmallow, 3 Cupsy. Once again, same idea here. You can cut them at any point you would like to further your changes. The one thing I will state here is that I did forget to put the Lurie in this. I'm now realizing this. So the one card I would probably add to this deck list is the Fabled Lurie, so you have that capability to discard summon. Now, why does Fiendsmith really work with Yummy? Well, the main component of this deck that really starts everything off for the Fiendsmith stuff is Requiem. That is a Link 1. What do Yummies like? They like Link 1s. So you don't have to use the Link 1 for Requiem, but you can still summon a Yummy off of that. So if they hit your Fiendsmith Requiem, you got the capability of doing that. Now, the one problem I will state is this does get you into Nibiru sites. So you got to be careful on how you play it. This deck is very interactable. It is very well tuned if you know what you're doing and paying attention to how it's being played. Do note that because Snatchy is at 1, it does hurt the deck's combo consistency a little bit more, but also do note that we're not playing any Link 3s or higher, so our Desiree doesn't really go up extremely a lot, but it does give us a way to negate 2 cards on the board if we get it out on the board, and we do have the DDD Wave High King Caesar as well as a further negation for a summon. The other things I will state is we're still playing the 3 Synchros, we're playing Typhon, we're playing the base Link package for Fiendsmiths, we're playing the Gravity Controller, the Link Spider, Link Kuriboh, 1 Relinquished Anima, a Sky Striker, Ace Kagari, and Snatchy. Like I said, if I were to cut and probably replace, I'd probably replace the Anima and Typhon with an IP and an SP. But this is something more along the lines of what I'm looking at here, guys, for a more competitive looking build for Fiendsmith Yummy. Try to get Yummy back up on its feet to where it can actually participate in the meta and give you guys a bit of an idea of what you're looking at. This deck is also very highly interactable because Yummies, in general, if you activate a card or effect, they can still interact with you. You just got to pay attention to how they're going to be going about that. Now, the one thing I will state as well, it is very heavily hand trap package sort of deal. So the likelihood of seeing non-engine is pretty high. You do have to be wary of that, and I will state that if you're looking to run the Lurie would probably be best cut for either... You could probably cut the Cross out. That would probably be your best case scenario here. And then run the Lurie. Mainly because all the actual non-engine that we're utilizing here, we want to keep on hand so we can actually interact. And we don't really want to lock it out until we're actually not going to use it anymore. Now, I will state this deck can be modified, and both these decks can be modified at any point in time you guys see fit. However, whatever best fits your playstyle. I just want to give you guys a more of an updated version to what you guys could utilize and see and actually play throughout this format for you Yummy players and Fiendsmith players or whatever that you're just wanting to look at for this deck. Just note that all these decks are heavily modifiable, heavily played in capable hands, and they have a lot of access to really grow or be modified however you see fit. Now, would I say Yummy's dead by any means? Probably not. This deck is still a lot of fun, has a lot of good capability for even a, I say it's good for a regional, maybe even YCS level. It's just really dependent on your actual knowledge base and how you want to actually interact with the board. Draco Tail will still be a bit of a pain, that is for sure, but you do have full capability of really interacting with your opponent and preventing them from doing things. But that's all I got for you guys today. If you did like today's video, please go ahead and leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.